Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something pretty monumental.
We are.
It's Dr. PRAMOD AMBADASRAO PAWAR's 21st century theory, Trans-Deconstruction, or TVC for short. And our mission, really, is to figure out if it actually solves what critics call the crisis of meaning left behind by post-structuralism.
Right. And to do that, you have to start with the problem itself.
Which is deconstruction's legacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible for freeing the text, right? It gave us this explosion of interpretations, this multiplicity.
But that freedom had a price.
It did. The source material puts it perfectly. It says deconstruction did not guide it toward unity. So meaning was just left hanging.
Adrift. No anchor.
No anchor at all. The center was gone.
So if you don't have that single source of meaning, the crisis can't be solved. The answer then has to be a return to monism.
The idea that all existence, all meaning, comes from one single unified source.
Okay, but here's the tension. If we bring back a center, how do we make sure it doesn't just become, rigid, like old school structuralism?
That's the million-dollar question, and that's the crucial distinction TDC makes. The theory says, yes, all interpretations have to return to a center. But, and this is the key, it defines that center not as a fixed location.
So not like an author's intention or some historical fact.
Not at all. Instead, the center is a dynamic functional axis.
So let's see if I can put that another way for you, the listener. It's not what the center is.
It's what the center does.
It's a force, a stabilizing force that keeps things coherent without shutting down other readings.
Precisely. It's the gravitational anchor. And to visualize that movement, the theory gives us something very tangible.
The pendulum model.
A pendulum model.
I think this is a great metaphor. It makes the whole thing click.
It really does.
Yeah.
So picture a pendulum. You have the outward swing. That's deconstruction.
All the different fragmented interpretations flying out.
Yes. That's the multiplicity we're used to, but then there's always the inward return.
And that central axis is the gravitational force pulling them all back.
It pulls all those scattered meanings back into a coherent whole. Multiplicity is the journey. Monism is the destination.
And when you, as the reader, finally see that whole picture, when it all just connects, there's a name for that state, right?
There is. It's called superconsciousness.
The aha moment.
It's that intuitive leap where the fragmentation just vanishes and you see the text as one unified thing.
Okay, so that's the goal. But for those who want a more concrete mechanism, there's math behind this.
Yes, there is. A kind of mathematical proof that the system works. It's known as the PRAMOD effect.
And this is where we get into the formal logic of it all. Let's look at the formula. 1101.
Okay, so the first part. 110.
Right.
This represents the collapse of binary opposites, presence versus absence, thesis versus antithesis.
They cancel each other out.
Exactly. And they resolve into a state of what the theory calls absolute stillness, which is the zero.
But zero here doesn't mean nothingness. It's more like pure potential.
It's the causal constant. It's the energy left when duality disappears.
So destroying the duality is how you get to unity.
You have to. And that brings us to the second part, 0-1.
Okay.
It just equates that neutralized state of stillness, the zero, with fundamental unity, the one. It confirms that singularity is what you find after you fully work through the fragmentation.
And a mechanism like that allows the theory to scale up, way up.
To everything. This is where it gets really ambitious. Trans-Deconstruction views the universe as one text.
Which is why it's called a global theory of monism.
Yes, it brings together domains we think of as separate. Philosophy, science, spirituality. They're just different interpretations.
Different ways of reading the same cosmic text.
Whether you're using logic or empirical data or direct experience, you're just exploring one unified source.
So the big takeaway here seems to be about balance. TDC gives you structure, but it's not rigid.
And it gives you freedom, but not chaos.
A framework without the prison walls.
Perfectly put. And maybe a final thought to leave you with is how this reunites the author and the reader.
Oh, that's interesting.
It sees them not as separate, opposing forces, but as 2 points on a continuum.
Connected through that unified center of the text.
Exactly, which invites you to think.
Yeah.
How do your own reading choices, your interpretations, help you find that ultimate oneness?